Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back, almost said to DCS, no, to Flight Simulator 2020. Today, we are going to be exploring the G effects in the sim and if it makes any difference, and if it does make a difference, what difference it makes to the G handling in the sim. There are options that you can select for the G handling of your pilot of choice. And those should, emphasis on should, affect the amount of maximum sustained G-forces, positive and negative, that your pilot can handle. And we're going to find that out today. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so we are going to be using none other than the FS24 today, arguably the most capable aircraft in the sim currently for G loading. It just makes the most sense. We are going to go into the settings menu, into accessibility, into assistances, and you can see that I currently have the G effect set to a civil aviation pilot, and I have the G suit option off. So those are the two options we're going to be toggling today. The civil aviation pilot should be able to handle somewhere about 3.5, maybe 4-ish Gs, before blacking out. The civil aviation pilot is someone like you or me, someone who hasn't had proper G training. And then our other option is going to be a jet pilot. And then you can obviously turn them off entirely as well too. And then you can also add a G suit option as well. G suits, for those of you who don't know, they usually are worn around your lower torso, legs in particular. And as you apply positive or just positive G to the aircraft, they squeeze your lower extremities to keep blood forced into your upper body, particularly your brain, so you don't gray out or black out or G-lock or whatever other acronyms you want to use. So we're going to start out with a civil aviation pilot. Again, we're shooting for about 3.5 to 4 Gs. All right, straight level flight. We have a good ceiling here, 6,000 feet. Realistically, if you were actually doing this, well, you wouldn't want to do this period, but you would want a little bit more altitude if you were doing like stall training or something. Let's enter a right-hand bank, and we're going to pull consistently in a downward spiral. There's 3 Gs. Let's increase to roughly 3.5, and we're going to get buffeted a little bit by air pressure. There's the gray out starting at right around 3.5. I'm going to pull out of it now. And that'll sustain pretty well. I guess we can go for a full blackout now. We'll pull to 4 Gs. And we're fully blacked out. I'm neutral on the sticks now. And you see we've come to. For positive Gs, we should now, as we push positive G forces, experience what's known as a red out. It's the opposite of a blackout. Now, as you push forward and put more negative G forces, and you can see the G display there in the center of the aircraft. That's another reason why I picked the Edge. If I had the F-18, you'd be having to look at the HUD for our G force readings. Currently, we're flying at negative 1.1 or 1.0 G, so basically gravity, except we're upside down. As I push forward on the stick, that number is going to increase. You can hear my heartbeat. A little bit more difficult to keep the aircraft level, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll at a 90, and we're going to push. There's 2, 3, 3.5, 4, and you just snap blackout. So that's not really realistic. There's no red fading or anything like that. As you can see, so the FS24, if I'm not mistaken, is rated up to 10 Gs. You can see there I did 11.3 for about 5 seconds at one point. Just for fun, let's go ahead and do that. We'll snap to the left and pull hard. There's 9. And it's really not consistent with how the screen blackout goes. Let's try that one more time. Real hard pull. Real hard pull. Yeah, just like flashes, and I see that's capturing on the you can hear my pilot attempting G-lock exercises, the hic breathing, if you will, but unsuccessfully. So now let's go to the jet pilot option. No G-suit, just the jet pilot, someone who's trained for anti-G maneuvers. So last record to beat was about 3.5 sustained Gs. Let's see if we can go higher. Okay, pulling straight through. There's 3.5. Up to 4 now. Keep pulling. 4.5. 5. 6. This would really start to hurt here. There's 6. We're starting to gray. There's 6 Gs. We're blacked out. And just for concurrency, we'll pull again. There's 6 Gs. Really, really breathing here. Blacked out. I'm assuming that the negative G is going to have a similar effect. It'll be 6 Gs, but we'll see that stupid snap out option, which kind of sucks. Yep. So, same thing there. And we will change to G-suit on as a jet pilot. So this should be our best option for G resistance. I would anticipate a sustained G load of 9 Gs. So think like F-16 pilots, right? The F-16 is pilot limited to 9 Gs. The F-16 itself, the airframe can handle significantly more than that. I think somewhere in the neighborhood of like 12, maybe 15 Gs. Don't quote me on that. But it can handle a lot more than the pilot can. The limiting factor in the F-16 is the pilot, and probably lots of other U.S. Air Force and other Air Force aircraft. So, with our jet pilot selected and the G-suit on, let's go snap roll to the left, pulling through, straight through 6 Gs, 7 Gs, up through 7.5, blackout. It's not a whole lot more. We're back. Getting a little bit of that altitude. We've literally shaved it in half here. We don't need a lot of airspeed. This thing will more than recover its airspeed in straight and level flight. Let's try one more time. Snap turn left, pulling, 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 pulling. 4, 5. There's 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8. Blackout. And just for brevity's sake, let's try the positive G load. Pushing. 5, 6, 7, 7.5, 8, and we're blacked. Still blacked. Took a little bit longer to recover that time. So, not really happy with the G settings. If you play other sims like DCS or something like that, you'll see actual readout animations. You get that high pitch wee, and you do get, I guess it is a little bit of a gray out, but it's a different effect than the negative G, or than the positive G, excuse me. All right, final test, civil aviation pilot with a G-suit on. No idea here, because you don't normally put civvies in airplanes with G-suits. So here we go. There's 6 sustained. 5, 4. Okay, so we'll pull a little bit gentler. There is 4 Gs. Keep pulling through. A little more. A little more. Up to 4.5. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. There's 5 starting to gray out. There goes our vision, tunnel vision, and we're blacked. So there are your numbers for the civil aviation pilot with the G-suit on, as well as all of the others. I'm going to go ahead and turn that G-suit off, and we're going to go ahead and grab the F-18 next. I don't know, just for funsies. The edge was definitely the optimal option to select. And we'll just drop in there. I said we'll just drop in there. Thank you, Flight Sim. Appreciate you. Try and do this all as one take here. All right, throttle set full. And okay, so just as a reminder, quick reminder, you guys just saw it, but can't be sure enough. We are set to a civil aviation pilot with no G suit, currently in the F-18. Bolt burner's fully lit. See, the F-18 still has the heat blur coming out of the center of the empennage. That's good. That's great. We love that. Why is my HUD so dim, sir? Maybe we can do it with the HMB. Okay, so we're going to be looking at this figure here, the 1.3. It's also on the HUD there, 1.0 there. So we're going to be using that as a field of reference. Let's go ahead and pull up out of these clouds so I can have a good visual field of reference. There's 4.4, and I'm already blacking. Going Mach 1.16 right now. So plenty of altitude, plenty of airspeed. Let's go ahead and put on some G-forces. Roller level here. Come back into full mill. We'll come back to transonic speeds. With bigger jets like this, it's actually interesting. You can actually pull more G's. Not necessarily going absolutely balls to the wall max speed. You know, if you're doing Mach 1.1 in the F-18, it's going to pull gentler than it would at like 350 knots. Again, using the F-16 as a reference aircraft, its best rate of turn, I believe, is somewhere near the 350 or 300 knot range. But nonetheless, we are set. Let's go. Right turn. Pulling G's. Keep an eye on that G meter. Keep an eye on the G meter. There's 3.5. Starting to gray. Sound starting to go. 3.5 sustained. Right on the limit there. I'm going to pull a little bit more. 3.6. A little more. 7. 8. 9. Or even blacked out. Let's see our G meter going back to 1.0. And let's test negative G's. Plenty of airspeed on the old jet. We're just going to push because I've got my HUD to look at now. Alright, here we go. -2. I don't know if the F-18 is going to be able to push enough negative G's to get us to... Yeah, no, it's not. So, okay. Just kidding, I blacked out. Let's get slowed down a little bit here. And you'll notice that I'm pulling higher G-forces for brief periods of time. That's not what'll get you to black out. It's the sustained load of those G-forces. So there's 350. Let's see if I can force a negative... G red out. What should be a negative G red out. Pushing, pushing, pushing. In through 2. Yeah, it's just not going to do it. 2.6. I think the aircraft stops it, but yeah. So there we go. Blacked out. Alright, switching to the jet pilot setting. I'm guessing these are going to be pretty well consistent. Jet pilot, no G suit, resume. Plenty of altitude, plenty of airspeed. Let's turn up the G's. 4.2. 4.5. 6. Starting the G-lock breathing. 4.8. 4.9. 5.0. 5.2. I'm going to slow down my rate of pull. At 5.2. Color's starting to go. 5.3 now. 4. 5. 5.3, 4. I think 5.5 is going to be our limit. A little bit more pull. There's 5.5. And I blew straight through it. into the supersonic. So you can see I can do momentary pulls as high as 7G, 7.8 is what we maxed out at. Try that one more time. A little bit slower again. Airspeed is not going to be our enemy here. Do need to mind that angle of attack though, because currently we're sitting at a 14 degree alpha. So we'll get a little bit more airspeed back under the wings here. There's 300. That should be more than enough. We'll do a slow climbing ascend. Yeah, we know. That's fine. Yep. Is it just going to keep doing that? I love flight sound. That's not even how the F-18 sounds. Anyway, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5 was our limit. 5.6, 5.1, 5.2, 3. Little more pull. I think my engines just cut out. They did. Alright, back. Testing out the jet pilot with a G suit on. 378 on the speed. 0.97 Mach. Let's pull. 3-4. Ramp up. Keep ramping, keep ramping, keep ramping. Come on. 9, 5-0, 5-1, 2. Breathing increasing. 5-8, 6-1. Overshot it a little bit. There's 6 sustained, sort of. And winds aloft are throwing us around. I really should probably turn off winds. There's 6 sustained. 6-5. Let's pull through to 7. It's about 7.2, 7.5 maybe. Oh, we're dead. Look at how dead we are. Flaps malfunction, you say? I wonder why. Look at this for reverse thrusting, huh? Well, anyway, that is a look at G-loading in the sim. Not quite where I would like it to be, but it's, I don't know, it's not terrible. It's nothing awful, so. Oh, my engine shut down too. Oh, nice. Anyway, that's it for this quick little overview sort of video thing. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Well, that was a week. Thank you very much for watching this one. I will see you in the next one. And as always, take it easy. Damn, I broke everything. It's almost like hitting the ground at like just below the speed of sound is bad. Look at the flaps twitching. It's so cute. Why are you doing that? You're shut down. You should have no ACS. Whatever. That's scenic. I like that. Look at that. The wild F-18. Looking for... I don't know. I'm not David Attenborough. Huh. You can go now. Video's done. I don't know why you guys hang out this long afterwards. There's really no... This is really no content beyond this point. But, okay. I guess you're still here. I'm still going. The F-18's over there somewhere. There it is. I can still see it. Got the FS birds loaded in. You really think there's going to be a surprise at the end of this, don't you? No. What if I just end the video right now?